back to my channel, Vlogsters. Vlogsters, we're doing water. This is a late night chat. I'm not having a great day. All day I've been not having a great day. But let's pour this water into this cup instead of just drinking out of this cup. And we will drink out of this cup and we'll talk all about it. How's that? Okay. So I'm sure that what is actually going on is I'm in this vicious cycle of rest. Hi. Just give me a second. If you need to go pee, I understand. Sorry about that. Sure. Why not? Okay. Cheers. So, I say I'm in this vicious cycle of rest. And I think what I mean by that is, hopefully I'm making sense to everybody. What I mean by that is, because I'm not feeling good and I fall asleep during the day, I'm not really sleeping well at night, and I'm in this vicious cycle of a nap is really what it is. Today was another day of recuperation, I'm gonna say. But last night I vlogged how I was so excited about the news and my adrenaline was like flying on cloud 40,726. And I actually said today that my spirits are in the stratosphere still. It's my body. It's got a lot of catching up to do. So yesterday, my spirits were so high that I feel like I had an adrenaline crash. I was so happy. I was in such a good mood and I was so elated that I feel like I just like crashed, like boom, like hard. And I fell asleep on the couch. I contemplated if it was a diet situation, if it was like, did I overcarb or did I under protein or was I dehydrated or overhydrated? I don't know. I just tried all these things. Did I finish my coffee? I didn't finish my coffee. Happens. In fact, I didn't finish my coffee today either, as it happens. I'm trying to take in so much extra water because I really feel like I've been slightly headed towards dehydration lately, that I have to remember that my Miralax is in my coffee. So I have to start drinking it like it's medicine. Anyhow, my Miralax doesn't need to be in my coffee. I know I can have it in anything. But, so that being said, today I did as well. My home health aide came over this morning and I was not feeling good. And I did one of those like, let's just go sit outside. You know, I wasn't feeling good. I had a little bit of peanut butter and I was waiting for, I asked Jim to make me oatmeal this morning because again, I was, bleh. And oatmeal seems to be one of those meals that just settles. I guess for its lack of fat, I guess, normally. So, he had to make the compote. He already had cleaned the berries and he had to actually make the compote before he could make the oatmeal. So I was just like waiting and I had a little bit of peanut butter, which I guess maybe I did need that protein carb combo. By the time the oatmeal got here, it was super hot. I couldn't eat it for a really long while. And I was like, I said to my home health aide, I'm like, could you bring my coffee and oatmeal outside and I'll just grit the rest of my stuff and we'll just sit outside. She's like, do you want to work on the Halloween stuff? I was like, oh, we already finished the Halloween stuff. I said, but if you want, there's 2 boxes of pumpkins out on the porch. If you want to bring them in, we can do those. So she was very excited because her mother, her stepmother has these big Halloween parties. I think I mentioned it the other day, and I was able to donate a whole bunch of Halloween stuff to her, which was wonderful. She has grandkids and stuff, so they, you know, have all the grandkids over and they have this big Halloween party. So I was able to give her a bunch of stuff to take for her stepmother, and then all of my shiny bling bling pumpkins she took because she likes shiny bling bling stuff, my home health aide. So I purged a whole box of pumpkins, put out some that were like autumn, moved some that were just for Halloween back into Halloween. And then I was like, Lisa was there, and my home health aide. They both really encouraged me to like downsize, which I'm trying to do as quickly or as efficiently and thoroughly as possible. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, they're always like, oh, you got so much. You did a really good job. But oh my gosh, you still have so much. And I'm like, I have a confession. And they're like, what? And I was like, after going through this, I realized that there's still a Thanksgiving box somewhere or two. I think there's just one though. I have these stuffed turkeys that match these stuffed pumpkins. And I have to tell you something. And this is just from my heart. And it may change next year. It may change the year after. I don't know. But I have so not wanted orange in my autumn decor. That sort of like burnt brown orange is okay. Like that antique orange I'm okay with. Red orange is okay too. But that's that bright orange. Now I totally associate with kidney cancer. And I'm sorry. I know pumpkins were around before we made orange kidney cancer ribbon color. But gosh, it just reminds me of it so much. And not that I don't want to feel supported around Halloween. It's just that to me, I don't know, my aesthetic has really changed. Like I told you guys, I've taken really all of the bright colors out of my craft room, all the bright colors. Not that I want dismal dark colors either. I like the muted gold tones. I like the pinks and those yellows. I like those muted browns and even the muted orange. Like I said, the burnt orange, the dirty orange, the antique looking orange. That's where my aesthetic has kind of gone from like those bright colors to more of a muted palette. I mean, palette's the right word, but for some reason I just thought about like food. I don't know. But anyway, so I was like, oh, I kept all the black and white pumpkins. I kept some of the pumpkins that were gifted to me that were orange that I wanted to just be like, I love these. But I had 2 stuffed pumpkins. I know you guys have probably seen them in like tours before. I got them at a drugstore called Genevieve's back in New York. Now, Genevieve's has been closed probably on 15 years now. I had them before I met Jim. I have 2 pumpkins and 2 turkeys. They were from Hallmark. They were in the Hallmark section. They're sort of like a what we call a burnout velvet almost, or like a brocade velvet. Just fake, like polyester. I'm not gonna like that velvet or whatever, but and there are 2 giant there's a giant pumpkin and a small pumpkin, and there's 2 turkeys that coordinate. And the turkeys aren't really bright orange, so that's okay. But I don't know. I just am feeling very differently about that color. It sounds, I don't want it to sound terrible, but that's how it sounds to me right now as I'm saying it out loud. But so I was able to really easily just part with like almost every orange pumpkin I had. I have a really cute little orange jack-o'-lantern like box art that Destiny and Rebecca and Marianne gifted me this year, which I've kept because that's orange, but it's little and it's sort of muted. It's sort of like a, because it's like gingham, so it's sort of like pale. And then I have one of the orange gingham pumpkins that I believe I got this year as well, and I kept that. But I told my home health aide, I said, we still have to do the Halloween DIY stuff, so don't tell your stepmom that just tell her we're not done yet. And then I asked her if she wanted any. She's like, well, I don't really decorate. I don't really have people over. And I was like, well, I mean, you could just do it for yourself to make yourself feel happy. And she's like, no, we go to my my mom's, and let's just like, I'll bring it to my mom's. Whatever we don't use, whatever you don't want for our Thanksgiving stuff, we'll just bring to my mom's because she hosts Thanksgiving. So all of that to say, I did a lot of good work. I feel like I've got 7 boxes down to 5. That I appreciate about myself. I won't lie and tell you that one of like the big, no, because that wasn't in a box last year. I take that back. I have like that big black 2 years ago when I was at the 99-cent only store. I got like a big black I don't know what you call it, a plastic bin bucket thingy from the 99-cent only store with skeletons on the outside, and that's what we put out candy in this year. That doesn't fit in a box without being deformed. Like sometimes when you use crayon plastic and then you put it in your attic or some like you know, not climate control place, it can misshape. Even if it's a climate control place, it can still get misshapen. So that one actually goes just separate on top, and just wash it before you put any candy in it. You know, that's pretty much how that goes. So I feel like we did good work. I apologize to my mother-in-law for the state of things. I mean, it's organized, but there's just bins and bins, and you know, there's empty bins and full bins, and one more box of giveaways that we made after my aide left, that she can take tomorrow. And then I just told her, I was like, I'm really, you know, I'm sorry for the state of things, but we're really trying to purge a lot. And then Jim said he doesn't want to put them outside until he can get the shed reorganized, which is fine by me. I'm happy. I told him, I said, you don't want my help, but you know that I'm the organizer, which is really hard for me to like wrap my head around that balance of like, how can I help you and you allow me to help you? You know, I got that somebody threw the M&M word around the other day, like micromanage. And I'm not really trying to micromanage him. I'm trying to manage him. He's like, you're the organizer expert, but then doesn't want to do what I'm telling him to do. And I tell him, I was like, on a situation like this, when it comes to like organizing something, you just have to be my body. My body cannot lift and bend and twist and poke and push like this right now. I said, so right now I just need you to be my body. So just like, you really just have to do what I'm telling you to do, or else you can hurt yourself. We can have to make twice as much work. We can break something or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just like, just please, just do this particular thing like I'm asking you to do it, because I just need you to be my muscle right now. And, you know, I need an Indian. I want to be the chief, and I need an Indian because I'm the person who can play Tetris the best. Now this he knows. He said this for years. He said he used to load the dishwasher and say, I can't get any more in the dishwasher, but if you want to go in there and play Tetris, you can fix the rest. And I said, absolutely, go ahead, no problem. And that is fine. And if I could move boxes around, I wouldn't even need him to go into the storage shed and help me organize it. You know, I'm not upset with him at all. Any stretch of the imagination. I don't want it to come off like that either. But the shed has these rafters, and we got these wreath bags to put all the wreaths in. And we got these giant S-hooks from the Dollar Tree to hang the wreath bags over the rafter with the hook, so that they'll be up off the boxes and out of the way. Because the rafter goes in both ways, and you can kind of like slide them over, almost like a curtain rod. And I laid out all of the totes. I measured my largest totes. I knew exactly how many I needed to fit in the storage. Like, we did this before we got a storage shed, so we knew which size storage shed to get. And of course, I love my husband. This is not a complaint, people. We work differently. That's all it is. It's just an observation that him and I work very differently. He doesn't have anything like organized. He just kind of like shoved it all in there. So of course it looks like overwhelming, and it looks chaotic, and you know, it's like bothers him visually. It's cluttersome. But really, it's like you have to stack the boxes and the like boxes. You have to put the Christmas stuff with the Christmas stuff. I mean, this isn't something that I'm creating in my own head. This is just, I want to say, common sense. So we do have to still purge Christmas. I want to purge Thanksgiving, which I think is still in the... Nobody asked you. And I think the Thanksgiving is still in the attic. It's funny because I asked my aide today, and I was like, she has a friend who like is looking for extra like handyman job kind of thing, and I was like, do you think that he would be willing to go into the attic and help Jim? Because I told you guys before, Jim used to go up the attic, sit on the chair, and hand me down stuff, and I'm not allowed to hold anything more than 15 pounds right now, and I'm not allowed to bend and lift as I'm bending with my leg. I don't know that I've even told you guys that, but it makes sense, right? You know, I'm not allowed to like walk without or stand for a long period of time without a walker. I'm not really allowed to walk without a walker. So the fact that I can't pick things up and walk with them, that is not something that needed to be explained, I hope. Anyway, so I was like, maybe I can give him like some money just for like the couple hours. We could just pay him for a couple hours to come. We also talked to him about possibly raking our leaves. we have a non-full service lawn service. Excuse me. It's becoming about no spray time. So there's like lots of leaves from that big tree in the front. And normally Jim and I go out there. We get the rake and the leaf blower and the giant leaf tarp and the leaf bags, and we take care of it ourselves. But he's doing so much around here to help the things that I can't do, and I obviously can't go out and help him like I was in the past. So kind of like if somebody could come and do it, that'd be great. So I was asking her, I was like, do you think if we gave him a little money or bought him lunch, or, do something for him, barter and trade system almost, do you think that he'd come and do it? And she was like, absolutely. She's like, we do that at my mom's house and that's fine. So I was like, oh. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. So hopefully tomorrow, the next day, Jim would be able to get the box down from the attic, the last one to go through for the season. Everything else till Valentine's Day is in the shed, and then Valentine's Day is in the attic. St. Patrick's Day is in the attic. I mentioned the cake pans. I have 3 boxes of shaped cake pans that I want to go through and get rid of, the ones that I don't think I'll ever use again. I would love to be able to donate them to somebody who's like, I have a friend who's got took cake decorating. She's actually going to school to like have her own business. I don't know if she wants them. I know that nobody's really doing those types of things anymore, but like one of them, I told her, I was like, one of them is a Power Ranger, but they do show you how the Power Ranger could easily become Captain America. Like Wilton has a book. Wilton makes these shaped cake pans, and they show you how like you can do this. And then there's like a 3-dimensional Winnie the Pooh. And I wish I had pictures of all the cakes that I made. I know I could put it out there for my family and friends. If you guys find any of the cakes that I made, just, digital, send them to me or whatever. But that being said, I've got 3 boxes of them, and there are only 3 boxes of them because the odd shapes don't really fit well in one box, if that makes any sense. Like you can't really stack shaped cake pans. But anyway, let's see. I have a Super Bowl box, which I think I can get rid of entirely, because when my nephews were younger, and I say nephews just because my nieces lived in Las Vegas. So my nephews were younger. We used to have Super Bowl Sunday because the grown-ups all went to the firehouse. My brother and sister and their spouses all went to the firehouse to have a big Super Bowl party. And I'd have all my nephews over with me and my dad and Jim, and we would watch and my aunt, and we would watch the commercials, and my sister too. I forgot, Janie used to come over. So we used to watch the commercials, and then we'd play games about the commercials, and we'd have all these like little fun things that I'd get at like Party City, and football shaped bowls and cake pan. I'm not cake pans. I do have a football shaped cake pan, but that's not what I was saying. Football shaped bowls and platters. Couldn't think of the word platter. Forgive me. So I just have all these cute little things, and I was like, yeah, I haven't had a Super Bowl party since I moved here. I had one the first year I moved here, in 2014, that Super Bowl party, but that was the only one. I made cute chocolate covered strawberry footballs, and to make brownies. I think I made football shaped brownies, but it wasn't really anybody really was that interested or that invested in coming over, so it really didn't become a thing. And I don't know if my sister, because I know my sister continues to have Super Bowl parties in Las Vegas, so maybe she wants all the stuff. So I don't really know. Like, we're just kind of like spitballing. Anyhow, so this stuff up there that I have to get rid of in the attic, I wanted to get everything down from the attic to the storage shed. That was the whole point of getting the storage shed, so that when I do have my weight lifted restrictions, my weight restrictions lifted, but it's lifting weight, that's why I said it. If I have my weights, the amount of weight that I'm allowed to lift restrictions lifted, then I can start pulling in my own holiday seasonal storage boxes, purging, decor, decorating, all that stuff. So I was telling everybody, Lisa was there, my aide was there, and I said, listen, this is in all honesty. I have a lot. I said, but especially since I started YouTube, I try to like pick a theme and do something with the theme. Like one year it was all like jack-o'-lanterns, and then it was all black and white pumpkins the next year, and then it was all like farmhouse looking the next year. And I just would take, what can I use to fill up that category? So no, I don't use every single one of these things every year, but if I have the room to store it, which I did, and I was able to decorate differently, I said, if I have the room to store it, then I'm going to store it, because I'm not buying it every year. I just don't want to be buying it every year. I don't get that disposable income like that. Anyway, so I said, but in all honesty, I probably won't be able to do that, or that won't be a priority. I'm not 100% sure, so we'll see. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, let it be a blessing onto someone else, as we always try to do when we purge. Be a blessing onto others, right? Right. Anyhow, that's pretty much what my day was. Oh no, so once I was done doing all that, I crashed. I crashed once again. I had lunch. I had a chicken salad sandwich on gluten-free bread. Gluten-free multigrain, by the way, is really good. Sam's Choice makes a gluten-free multigrain. I think it's really delicious. I don't know what about it I love, but I love it. And it's not keto by all means, but I'm not really doing keto much every day. You know, I just do some days of carbs. But it was really good. And I had a pear because, you know, plants with every meal. And then I fell asleep. I didn't have 7 pears. I didn't have a bowl of ice cream. I fell asleep. Just, I think, from all of that little bit of work that I did. It was a lot, but it was also a little, if that makes any sense. Like, it's way less than I ever used to do, but it's, I guess, way more than I really had the energy for. And then I fell asleep on the couch again. And then I slept for an hour or so, and then I woke up, and Lisa was like, do you want to turn the movie off? And I was like, it's okay, I'll catch up. She's like, no, I'll just turn it off. It's not that interesting. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, and then we tried to figure out what we were having for dinner, and watched another TV series that we got into, which was kind of fun. It's called Avenue 5. It's on HBO, and it's about like, it's supposed to be like a little bit in the future, where there's sort of like, I don't know, like an Elon Musk type guy, or like a, you know, he's got a spaceship that's like a space cruise ship out there in space, and it's just funny. They saw Hugh Laurie, who played House, and I love him. He was on Laurie and Fry, you know, in England, and on BritBox, you know, BBC TV we used to watch. Anyhow, I digress. So it's really funny, actually. It's just like a half an hour show series. So what else? Trying to think what else. Made some room on my phone, went through a whole bunch of stuff. Waiting for Jim to come home to do back wounds, which is probably in the next half hour. And then I'm going to fall back to sleep hard. Tonight, I'm going to fall asleep hard. Tomorrow, I have the follow-up with the ENT. Today was election day. I hope everybody got out and voted. I didn't mention that in the interim because I did a mail-in ballot weeks ago because of didn't know what my health was going to be like at the time. So hopefully everybody got an opportunity to do that, to go out and vote today. So hopefully results in your area are as you hoped, wherever you're hearing this from. I am really very appreciative of our democracy and our democratic process. As long as we keep it intact, that's really what our founding fathers really wanted for us. Okay, what else? I think that's it. If nobody has told you today that you're loved, remember, I love you. And you can always come by and hear how much I love you, because what's going on with that hair? Because I love you very, very much. Sorry. I just looked over and I was like, what's happening? I lost my clip. I lost my clip. That's what happened. Sorry. Blooper reel. So listen. If nobody's told you today that you're loved, remember I love you. So you can always come by and hear how much I love you every day, whether here or on the main channel. I promise I vlog almost every single day, Lord willing, every day, if, you know, the good Lord sees fit. If I'm not well, I will try to always post that I love you in the community page or on Instagram or social media. Okay? So don't forget. And as always, you guys, take care. God bless. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Don't forget to drink your water.